Test, test, test. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're good. Yeah. Sorry for the technical difficulties early. We are live, 5:30 in this first quarter. 3-2. I believe Cubs up. Yes. Cubs are the home team here. Number 24 for the Knights has it in the paint. Ludron Holiday being guarded by Xavier Banks.
Cubs only have 3 points on the board right now, but all of those come from the center, Xavier Banks.
Absolutely. Slow start to this game, though, as now number 3, Jamal Fuller has it in the corner, swings it around. Knights looking to work something around. Cubs bench loving this. Good defense here from the Cubs early. Johnny Wilson gets ran over, and that'll be a foul on, looks like, Gerard McCoy, and that'll send number 2, Gian Hutchins, to the line for 2.
Talk.
So, Ian, I mean, what do you think is going to be a key to this game for the Cubs?
Like we said in the beginning, just keeping up the offensive momentum, putting points on the board. Oak Park came out hot. A lot of ball handlers on the team. Like I said, Cubs have to keep up the good defense.
Absolutely. As Gian Hutchins misses his first. Makes his second, 3-3, 4:50 left in this first quarter. Ooh. Sonny Wilson will bring it down for the Cubs, gives it up to Leroy Blyden. Blyden will work it around the top of the perimeter. Looking at a dribble drive in. Number 4, Gene Hutchins. Got called for a reach there, and it'll be Cubs ball out of bounds on the sideline.
So far, this looks like a game where you're going to have to be very particular where you place your hands. Looks like they're going to be heavy on the fouls.
Absolutely. Xavier Johnson has it on the wing for the Cubs. Gets it into Sonny Wilson at the free throw line. Wilson on drive, floater. No good. Wilson fighting for the rebound. Couldn't get it off the night. And that'll remain Cub ball. Good hustle there from Sonny Wilson. Blyden to inbound the ball for the Cubs. Gives it up to Johnson. Johnson looking for something. Nothing going there. Xavier Banks now with it around the perimeter. Banks drives, gets stood up, tries to make a move, nothing going. Kicks it back out to Sonny. Sonny Wilson will control it and call a play from Coach Down. Banks with the control around the perimeter, gives it back to Sonny. Cubs looking for some sort of penetration here. Tight defense from the Knights. Leroy Blyden, pull up 3, contested, no good, just off the mark there. Knights push it down the court. Gene Hutchins up to number 2, Gian Hutchins, his brother. Couldn't get it to go, and that was a block from Leroy Blyden. Xavier Banks way down the court, caught napping. Xavier Banks, lay, and one. Xavier Banks letting them know early. Xavier Banks, great play there. Great vision there from Leroy Blyden to get it up to him. Cubs easy points, 5-3, as Banks will head to the line for 1.
Oak Park looks to love the transition game to get those easy 2 points so far. That's going to be something the Cubs definitely have to stop.
6-3 Cubs up. Now in their full court press, trying to get a double team going. Number 0, Jason Harris will bring it down. And it looks like there'll be a possible foul there. Number 4, Gene Hutchins will have it for the Knights. Fulmer with it, working around. Hutchins looking to get something going, nothing going. Pull-up jumper there for Jason Harris, nothing going. As number 24, Holloway, was able to bring it on the board, but it was stripped by a Cub and will remain Knights ball.
It seems like Leroy was signaling to center Xavier Banks we need to talk more in the paint. Communication is going to be key for the Cubs.
Holiday with it. gives it back up to Harris. Harris hits a long two, making this a 6-5 game. 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Oak Park's really been hammering down those mid-ranges.
Absolutely. Harris all over Sonny Wilson at the top. Cubs bench calling for a foul. Not getting anything. Xavier Banks on a slip there into the paint. They're saying blocked. And it'll be Knights ball on the way down. Number 2, Hutchins up. And travel called. Cubs faithful loving that one. Johnson inbound for the Cubs. Sonny Wilson will bring it down for the Cubs as Coach Don calls in a set. Working around. Ryan Hatcher has also checked into the game for Gerard McCoy, and he'll drive into the paint, throws it up. Nothing going. Xavier Banks with the board. Xavier Banks, reverse lay, gets that one to go. Nice layup there. Xavier Banks, all the points for the Cubs tonight. It sends back to the line for 1.
Xavier Banks has absolutely dominated this first quarter so far. We hope to see him keep it up for the rest of the game.
As number 35, James Baylock will check in for the Knights. Bit of a larger center for the Knights. Xavier Banks converts there. Okay, I need it. Hutchins now with it, gives it back to Harris. Harris trying to get something going, gets double teamed by Johnson and Blyden. Kick ball, Johnson will remain Oak Park ball. Number 13, Robert Smith. Robert Smith, the inbound for the Knights, sorry. Smith with it at the top, gives it up to Hutchins. Hutchins gives it up to Harris. Harris deep three, nothing going there. Sonny Wilson has it, takes it out on the break, gives it up to Banks. Banks in the paint, throws it up. And they'll say Banks traveled on his way to the lane. Bit of a questionable call there.
You can see a lot of disappointed faces in the Cub faithful here on that call.
Harris has it, and he'll bring it down for the Oak Park Knights. 1 minute left in this first quarter. 9-5. As a nice slip there for number 35, James Baylock. Couldn't get it to go, and Sonny Wilson with the board, pushing it down the court. Blyden into the lane. Blyden, and that'll be a foul on the ground on number 0, Jason Harris. Lots of fouls here early for Oak Park. 5 fouls in this first quarter. And as Harris will now check out of the game for number 12. Martez Smith. Xavier Banks, 3-ball, no good. Don't see him shoot those a lot, but when he does, he can usually convert. As a bad pass there from the Knights, gives it up to the Cubs. Cubs give it right back as number 13, Smith, takes it in on the easy lay, making this a 9-7 game. 1 minute left to go in this first quarter.
Coach Don visibly upset with that one, as he should be. That was just a sloppy play right there for the Cubs.
Cubs gave it up easily, and after the easy takeaway, give it right back. Sonny Wilson, deep three. It's good. Sonny Wilson. Love to see him hit shots early. Hopefully he can get his shot going tonight. Number 13, Robert Smith, will control it for the last 30 seconds of this first quarter. And it looks like the Knights will set up for a final shot here. Cubs content with letting them do this. .15 to go. Still with the ball out on the high perimeter. Smith on a drive, high lay, nothing going. Banks with the board. And Xavier, half quarter, deep three. No good, way off there, Xavier Banks. So Ian, what do you think of this first quarter so far?
You know, exactly what we said. You know, it was perfect for the Cubs, kept the offensive momentum up, kept control of the ball. Refs are easy on the whistle today. They're calling everything, so we're just gonna have to keep an eye on that. But I love the aggression.
That's
The Cubs. Thank you, Tyler. The aggression the Cubs are bringing on defense. So hoping keep it for 3 more quarters.
Absolutely. Looks like the Cubs will stick with Ryan Hatcher on the court.
Special thanks to Ian Conal for being on time. I'm sorry I was a little bit late. Got caught in traffic on the way up here. Game started right at 7. Tyler, what'd you see in the first quarter?
Yeah, it was just, Cubs pretty stifling on defense there. Not much you can do. Oak Park a little sloppy with the ball as well early.
Obviously, this Oak Park team does not go down without a fight. They're ranked 61st in the state of Michigan. They're still playing U of D tough. This is a team who does not get blown out.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, okay. I thought you got it. My bad.
It's all good.
As Gerard McCoy will now inbound the ball to Sonny Wilson. Wilson will take it down the court for the Cubs. He's guarded by number 4, Gene Hutchins. Gives it into Xavier Banks. Ball knocked away by number 13, Robert Smith, and that'll end up being a jump ball. And it'll go down Oak Park ball.
A tough defense from Oak Park. They really got in the passing lanes, not letting Xavier Banks get to his spots. They read the scouting report.
Absolutely. Got beat on that a couple times early. Looks like they talked it over at the quarter, and they fixed that pretty quickly. As now, number 13, Robert Smith, will take it down. Gerard McCoy on the defense here. Possibly a bit of a mismatch here. Robert Smith, more of a point guard build. Gerard McCoy, deep 3. Robert Smith gets that one to go. 12-9. Cubs still up.
Yeah, that's Robert Smith. Not Robert Smith with the cure, but, man, he made a nice crossover there. Nice pull-up mid-range.
Sonny Wilson controls it for the Cubs. Looking to get a screen from Xavier Banks. Turns it down to Fader. Gets that one to go. Nice shot there. Deep 2 from Sonny Wilson.
Yeah, Sonny Wilson says, anything you could do, I could do better. Comes right back down, makes that pull-up J.
Absolutely. As Smith will control it again for the Oak Park Knights. And they'll just work it around. Number 4, Hutchins has it. Gives it to Gene Hutchins. He's deep 3. Gets that one to go. Deep 3 for Hutchins. See how the Cubs will respond to that one. 14-12.
That was a tough shot over a really long Gerard McCoy. He made it over his
Sonny
head.
Wilson, though. Couldn't get that one to go. Would have been nice. Xavier Banks, big board, though. Misses there. Cubs fighting for the rebound. Couldn't get that one. 35. James Baylock pulls that one down. And Smith will try and get out on the break. He does. Smith into the lane. Decides to pass it instead. Slows it down a bit. Gene Hutchins will have it into the lane. Fader way off there. Air ball. Xavier Banks able to save it. And the Cubs looks to get fast out in transition. Sonny Wilson to Ryan Hatcher. Corner. 3 ball. No good. Way big there. As Oak Park's happy to push it as well. Nice tap away there. Sonny Wilson to slow him down. It'll remain Knights ball.
A tough couple of possessions for the Cubs. Had a tough brief from Sonny, tried to match him. They had Xavier Banks, had nice positioning on the rebound. Unfortunately, could not finish the putback. And then they had Hatcher in the corner. That's a rare miss from him. But the Knights will take over now.
2, Gene Hutchins will control it. Another 3 ball deep. Couldn't get that one to go. A bit of a heat check. Ryan Hatcher with the board. And he'll give it right to Sonny Wilson. Looks like they'll try and slow it down here a bit. You can tell London, both teams like to get it out and run, you know?
Yeah. These are 2 athletic teams, making this game fun to watch, making it hard to call, though.
Absolutely. As Sonny Wilson will now drive it into the lane. Floater, no good. Xavier Banks, big board there. And that'll be a jump ball. As he's fighting with number 13, Robert Smith, a little after the whistle for the ball.
These are 2 really, really tough teams. Both these teams do not get out physically played or out hustled. So it's really fun to see these 2 teams go at it early in this playoff bracket.
Absolutely. And like you said, they both pretty much easily won both sides of their bracket in this district round. So, we were expecting a good game, and we're getting it right now as Ryan Hatcher will get fouled on the perimeter by number 11, I believe. Nope. I think that'll go on number 35, actually, James Baylock, guarding the guard.
Yeah, Baylock, he's a big guy. You don't really want him on a quick Ryan Hatcher. Not a bad foul there.
Absolutely. As Sonny Wilson looked to inbound it into Xavier Banks, gets open. And they'll say he traveled. Looks like a bit of a push there from Baylock. Cubs not too happy about that one.
Yeah, that's strange. Looked like Banks got fouled on that one. Looks like a little bit of push, but they called travel. Refs are letting these guys play tonight.
Absolutely, and like you said, refs letting them play, but before you got here, real strict on the foul calls. Oak Park already having 6 fouls in this second quarter.
Oh, jeez.
So, I mean, they were calling everything early. Decided to change that up apparently in the second quarter.
Never know with the MHSAA. As much as we love them, never considerably consistent. But, yeah, Oak Park had a lot of fouls in their first game. I watched the back half of that one on Wednesday. They had basically an entire quarter where every defensive possession ended in a foul. This is a team who does not allow easy shots. They're going to make you work for everything you get.
Absolutely, and I think that goes back to their scrappy nature as Robert Smith drives into the lane, nothing going. As Kamdiri Nwamba gets the board but travels right away after checking in, I was just about to say, for Xavier Banks, giving him a bit of a blow. And Kamdiri Nwamba, pretty solid game on Wednesday night, I'd have to say.
Yeah, Kamdi has struggled on the offensive side all year, but he got his early basket, played good defense as he, makes a tough turnover there, tried to clear some space with the board, took an extra step. It's now a nice will inbound.
As number 2, Gian Hutchins will have it, and that'll be a foul. Ryan Hatcher. A lot of perimeter fouls I've noticed here tonight. Refs not letting them get too handsy along the perimeter, so most of the fouls so far have come around that edge.
They're really not allowing the hand check, which we saw a lot of out of U of D on Wednesday. They were hand checking them half court. Cubs will have to adjust after playing pretty loose on Wednesday.
Absolutely. As Smith will control it for the Knights, he looks to drive on Leroy Blyden. Gives it up to Hutchins. Hutchins for 3. It's good. Sorry. And that was Fuller, by the way. And that'll give Oak Park their first lead of the night. And into the lane, Leroy Blyden will be fouled by Smith.
Yeah, another hand check. Refs are really not letting any of this happen now. Let a few go early, but now they're really calling them tight.
Absolutely, and so that'll send Leroy Blyden to the line 1-1. 4 minutes left in this second quarter. Nope.
Blyden makes the front half. Makes it a tie game, 15-all, 4:44 to play. First half. Blyden converts.
Nice shooting there from Leroy Blyden to give us the lead back.
This is a team that's shot inconsistently from the free throw line all year, and nice to see 2 go down for the Cubs.
Absolutely. So now Smith will bring it down. He'll give it up to Fulmer. Fulmer in the corner, late dribble drive. Gets that one to go over Kamdiri Nwamba and lets him know it too. 17-16, Cubs down. As now they'll look to get in a set. Gerard McCoy gives it up. They'll say it was tipped. Leroy Blyden able to corral it back in. Ryan Hatcher with it around the perimeter for the Cubs, looking to drive. Nothing going there. And now they'll slow it down. Wait for Coach Donnelly to give him something to run.
This Oak Park team playing really tough defense, not letting anything slide, hustling really hard as Wilson drives in.
Wilson into a nice cut there. Ryan Hatcher to the rim. Got met up at the rim, but he'll head to the line for 2. Real nice take there, Ryan Hatcher.
Hatcher, generally a perimeter player. Nice to see him make the backdoor cut. Would have liked to see the and one, but that's a tough finish for him.
And it was a hard foul as well, to be said. 3:58 left in this second quarter.
Like we said, this Oak Park team, not only do they get you on the foul, they get you good. They get their money's worth on these fouls. They know how to play them. They're not flagrant fouling. They're not a dirty team. They're just a physical team, and I really appreciate that. Hatcher makes the front end 17-0. Converts on the second. Nice one from Ryan Hatcher.
So this is 18-17. Cubs retake their lead as Smith will control it. And he's fouled. Leroy Blyden not too happy about that one. I mean, I see where they're coming from. You know, they don't want it to get too aggressive, like hands-on. I get that. But, I mean, at this point, 11-ish fouls with 3 minutes to go in the second. I mean, it's a bit much for me.
Yeah, it's a bit much, and especially when both teams are playing this way, when both teams are playing this aggressive with this many hand checks. This game, we're going to be here all night, Tyler, if they keep calling this.
I believe that was a Cubs timeout.
The Cubs want to talk it over, you know.
Sorry, Oak Park.
Oak Park. Yeah, obviously they got a lot they want to talk over. Making a comeback here now. But they got to keep this rolling. This momentum that they've had, this is unlike anything that U of D's seen, at least that I've seen U of D see since Brother Rice, a team that played U of D really tough, really physical, pressed them the whole game. And this Cub team did lose that game. They did lose it reasonably close, but really got to bounce back with that physicality. This is a Cub team that I believe is much more talented than this Oak Park team, but this Oak Park team will not go down easily.
Nice. As we're getting news that Mary's just beat Brother Rice.
And they already met each other in the playoffs?
Oh, yeah. They were in their same district.
Oh, that's simply the best news, Tyler.
Yeah, it is.
Any day Brother Rice is a great day to be a Cub.
And I always thought, I think the Cubs match up slightly better to Mary's than they do to Rice, as we get number 2, Hutchins, out on the run. But a nice stop there. Kamdi Nwamba to get the steal. Pass it up to Sonny Wilson. Sonny Wilson up to Xavier Johnson. 3-ball. It's good. Xavier Johnson, 3.
I bet Coach Donnelly took that timeout, told his boys that Brother Rice was out. Xavier Johnson with a nice 3.
It looks like this gave the Cubs some life as they get another steal here. Leroy Blyden. And that'll be a foul, number 11, Kevin Tolliver.
Cubs student section on their feet now. They're standing. They got a lot to cheer for. Got a lot of momentum going.
As that'll send Leroy Blyden to the line for 1-1. 9 fouls early for Oak Park. And you have to imagine this is really going to hurt them in the second half.
And it really is, especially when I think this is usually their starting group.
Yep.
I think their primary big man's on the bench right now. He's got to be in serious foul trouble. But everybody on this team is tough. They got a lot of fresh legs. But this will be tough. You can't be going to the double bonus early in the third.
Absolutely. And like you said, I believe the starting big man got 2 quick ones. So they pulled him right away. He's been sitting for the remainder of this first half, it looks like. And Leroy Blyden converts them both. So it's 23-17, Cubs up. 3:30 left in this second quarter. As they're trying to break this press from the Cubs, Hutchins has it on the perimeter. And no, I'm not saying that name a lot. There is 2 of them on this team.
The 2 of these guys, both big guys, both talented ball players, but it does make it confusing when we don't have a camera.
Absolutely, both 2 big guards. As 35, James Baylock controls it. Sonny Wilson steals. Sonny Wilson on the break. Nice lay there, Sonny Wilson. Letting them know early.
And Sonny Wilson, another foul on Ryan Hatcher, but Sonny Wilson with the pick 6 there. Read the passing lanes perfectly. Took that one to the crib.
Nice. Absolutely, I was getting showing some stuff from the Mary's game, but yeah. Ryan Hatcher, I think that has to be at least his second or third. So that's a tough break for the Cubs.
Yeah, Hatcher will sit for McCoy now.
So now the starting 5 back on the court, as you said, for the Cubs. As Smith takes it down, gives it up to Fulmer. Fulmer misses that one. Leroy Blyden with the rebound. Sonny Wilson looking to push it out in transition into the lane. Floater. It's good. Sonny Wilson feeling it here tonight.
The Sonny Wilson takeover game. He didn't get that on Wednesday. He was passing a little bit more than I expected him to. And another hand check called. That one I don't like. The other ones I saw, that one was I think that was a basketball move.
Absolutely. Sonny Wilson really getting passionate here tonight. And like you said, I feel like he wasn't too happy about how Wednesday went. Blowout win, you got to be happy about that. But he was definitely on the bench more than he would have liked to because they were up by so much. They didn't really need him that night. So definitely came out here to show tonight.
Yeah, talking to his teammates on Tuesday before school, they said we're expecting Sonny to take at least 35 shots. And he did not take 35 shots like he did. We thought he would, but still had a great game. Obviously, he does not really have bad games as Oak Park takes over now.
As number 2, Hutchins, deep 3 again, hits that one. That's his second of the game.
Another tough 3 from this Oak Park team. They've made a lot of those contested deep ones.
Absolutely.
Not just on the line. These guys are 2 feet behind, making them contested. This is a tough team.
Absolutely. Sonny Wilson, step back, 2, no good, deep 2 there. As the Knights get a rebound, and Smith is out in transition. Gives it up to number 4, Hutchins. And that'll be out of bounds on the Knights. Going down Cubs ball.
Yeah, tough thing. Robert Smith made a nice move, got the tough rebound from his teammate, ran up the court, made a pass that was a little bit too high. If his teammate were 3-4 inches taller, that would have been an easy pass, easy lay. Fortunately, not the case for the Knights, as Blyden has the ball for the Cubs.
Absolutely. He'll give it up to Sonny Wilson into Banks into the paint. Banks with a nice paint move there. Couldn't get that one to go. As number 24, Holloway has checked back in the game for the Knights. And now number 0, Harris, takes an easy lay into the paint. He gets that one to go. 27-22. Cubs up. 1:20 left in the second quarter. And the Cubs now look to slow it down. You really love to see this change in pace for the Cubs. You know, after a made basket, they like to slow it down, but they get a board, they're out and running.
I love seeing that. This obviously is a really athletic team. And Xavier Banks with a nice drop step. Holloway played that basically perfect, but Xavier Banks has such a nice feel around the rim.
Xavier Banks, like you said, just one of the better, if not best, big man in the Catholic League right now. I mean, he played some of his best ball all year, and he's playing it right now. As number 4, Gene Hutchins gets that step back free throw line 2 to go.
Gene Hutchins with a nice pass fake. Just kind of spun around there. Tough move from him.
Absolutely, as Sonny Wilson will now control it for the Cubs. You can tell both teams kind of taking the hands off the other man now. Gerard McCoy, deep 3 ball, it's good. Gerard McCoy.
Gerard McCoy, he's our 3-and-D guy. And another hand check called on Leroy Blyden.
I can kind of see that one. He did kind of pull him to the ground. That one I'm okay with.
That one made sense. Sonny Wilson telling the sophomore to cool off. He's got it. He'll probably have to go to the bench now. He's got 2. But Gerard McCoy, he's probably our best wing defender. He's probably 6'4", 6'5", arms that go on for days, and he moves well. But his offensive game is primarily backdoor cuts and the 3-ball. He made it splash there.
Absolutely. As Linus Gallman will check into the game. He'll guard number 0, Jason Harris at the top. Linus needs to settle down here a bit. Needs to get his feet under him. Step back for Harris. No good. Xavier Johnson with the board, and they'll look to get it out. That was a quick quarter, wasn't it?
It was quicker than I thought, given all those fouls. No timeouts.
Absolutely.
Minimal free throws, but Cubs lead 32-24 after being closer than we thought after 1. What do you think about this game so far, Tyler?
I mean, it's just, for me right now, it's the amount of fouls being called. I mean, it's really kind of hindering the pace of this game. I think it could probably be honestly faster. And I think both teams want to play a bit faster, and they're just getting killed with these fouls right now.
Yeah, obviously they're calling a hand check, something that really is such a weird rule, really changed in basketball around the 2000s. Some refs call it, some refs don't. All 3 of these refs calling it tonight. It really will change the way both these teams play defenses. Both these teams play very, very, very physical defense, not letting anything slide.
Absolutely. So I'm sure both teams will make adjustments at halftime, and we'll be back with you in about 10 minutes.
We are back after a thrilling halftime from Berkeley High School. I'm Aiden London.
Tyler Sankwitz.
And this Cub team's up 32-24. This has been a foul fest.
Absolutely. And it looks like it'll be Knights ball coming out of half here. And I mean, London, what do you expect the Cubs, what do you think they changed at half, even though they're up?
I think they said, play, I don't want to say play soft, but play smart. Don't be getting handsy. Don't let these refs take this game away from you. Don't make your best players sit on the bench. As much as I love our JV guys, we need our toughest guys playing right now. People know I'm the biggest Jaden Garwood fan. Love watching these JV guys play, but we need these guys who have experience.
Absolutely. As number 2, Gian Hutchins to the rim. Couldn't get it to go, and that'll be a travel as number 24, Holloway, tries to come down with the board and ends up falling.
Yeah, Lawan Holloway, I saw him play really big in that win against Renaissance.
And do you think, by any chance the Cubs locker room kind of knew that Mary's just beat Brother Rice?
I really hope they do. I think this team has a lot more hope as they've struggled against Brother Rice this year. This team's path to the state championship has just been made easier as Jabbar McCoy for 3, no good.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I mean, I think it gives them a lot better chances as Leroy Blyden knocks down a pretty long 2 there. But as we were saying, I mean, I think that's something, they kind of needed to know. That gives, like you said, a lot more chance or hope at a, state title this year.
This team is good enough to beat Rice, but they've struggled against them all year. They've been played good as Marys as they drive it in. Oh, that's
Jason Harris there on a drive.
Said he
kind of came out of control there, and it'll go down Cub ball.
Said Blyden blocked him, and then he jumped, threw it off his head, and the ball went out of bounds. That's a heads-up play from Blyden.
That's a
head on the floor play for the other guy.
30-second timeout for Oak Park. Hit the eyeball.
There you go. But, yeah, I mean, nice way to start the quarter. Quick bucket. Blyden on the nice second-chance basket there. A tough 3 from McCoy, but Blyden just runs into rebounds, man.
Absolutely. And like you said, I mean, a nice way to extend this to a 10-point lead. I mean, let's just keep it going.
This Cub team, they're smiling on the sidelines. This is a smiley team generally. This is a team who has a lot of fun when they play. Everybody here, they love basketball. They love hooping.
Absolutely. And I mean, Seabass just brings the vibes, doesn't he?
He does. I love that man. I really wish we had him all year.
Oh,
I wish we just had him, period. He's fun to watch.
What a game changer.
That is a big man.
As Blyden will now control the ball for the Cubs. He's guarded by number 0, Harris. And the Cubs will just look to work it around. Gives it up to Gerard McCoy. They'll give it back to Blyden, and now Sonny Wilson will control it for the Cubs at the top. Xavier Banks, nice slip screen there into the lane. Finger roll, couldn't get that one to go as Holloway gets the board for the Knights, and they'll be out and running. Number 13, Robert Smith into the lane, and he'll be fouled on the way up.
Yeah, on that last possession after now the Knights will go to the line to shoot 2. But on that last possession, Xavier Banks made a great cut, faked the screen, slipped it. Wilson made a great pass, and that's a rare miss around the rim for Xavier Banks.
Absolutely, kind of scared me there because it looked like he almost looked away from the ball for a second and then looked back real quick just to catch that pass. As number 13, Robert Smith, will head to the line for 2.
Yeah, Sonny Wilson and Xavier Banks have played together for 4 years now as Smith makes the front end. They really have that great chemistry. Chemistry, really just make it work.
As Smith will convert on his second, and Sonny Wilson will get trapped in the corner trying to bring the ball out. Xavier Johnson comes to help him. And he'll cross half court for the Cubs. And looks to slow it down here again. Cubs trying to get their sets going early in the second half.
A tough dribbling from Xavier Johnson. You don't usually see him handle the ball, but he handled it really well under pressure there.
Absolutely. He gets a screen from Sonny Wilson. Sonny Wilson open. Leroy Blyden in the corner. 3-ball. Just off the mark there is number 4. Gene Hutchins gets the rebound, passes it up to Holloway. Holloway tipped away. Sonny Wilson out and running. Sonny Wilson, lay. Nice layup there. Sonny Wilson, 36-26, giving the Cubs back their 10-point lead.
I've watched a lot of high school basketball in my day. I don't think I've ever seen anybody be faster than Sonny Wilson on or without the ball. You see him run down the middle of the court, look like a wide receiver running a streak route, wide open, connected, and he laid it in.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm most impressed about with Sonny Wilson is, I mean, his with ball speed is just insane. I mean, his ability to dribble the ball fast down the court is something else. As number 2, Hutchins, guarded by Banks, will drive into the lane. Banks stops him. Hilters took a fader, and Xavier Johnson will get the board, but they'll say foul on the floor on
They're going to say McCoy.
Sonny Wilson, actually.
They're going to call Wilson. That's a weird. Wilson wasn't on the ball.
He was holding the guy that was going for the rebound, pretty much, is what I got from that.
Look and hold on that. That's weird. I didn't see it. I guess we don't have the best perspective of it, but strange call there.
So Sonny Wilson now with 2 early in this third. Could be a problem coming down the stretch, but I think he's a pretty calm-headed player. I think he'll be fine.
If I'm Wilson, you got to take the next, just be careful, but you don't need to just completely lay off the gas.
Absolutely.
Smith misses the layup.
Banks grabs that one off the rim. Sonny Wilson down the court, into the lane. Nice take there, Sonny Wilson.
Like we said, Sonny can move, but man, can he finish. He took that on 2 guys over their top, made that one count.
Absolutely. So now number 13, Robert Smith controls it, and that'll be a double dribble. Oak Park coaching staff not too happy about that one.
I don't think I've seen a double dribble called on that since like 1995.
I just, you don't see that often. He was really high around the perimeter, and they're saying he must have put 2 hands on the ball or something.
Yeah. So Wilson now will take over for the Cubs.
He'll give it up to Xavier Johnson. Johnson with it on the perimeter, looking to get something going. Thanks to Sonny Wilson. The Cubs will just work it around here.
Cubs making some nice passes, looking to set something up.
Blyden on the bench as Ryan Hatcher is checked back into this game. Sonny Wilson on a drive gets checked, and that'll be a foul on number 4, Gene Hutchins.
Another foul for this Oak Park team. That's Hutchins' second, or Gene Hutchins. A couple Hutchinses. So Wilson will be the inbound man now.
And that'll be a hold before the ball's inbounded on number 13, Robert Smith. He was holding Ryan Hatcher as he was trying to get around a screen.
Robert Smith, he got caught for the hold. That's definitely a foul. We've called some ticky-tacky ones, but that one you got him. You can't be holding him on the curl.
As the Cubs call the same play, Ryan Hatcher deep 2, just off the mark there as Smith gets the ball, and he'll look to get out running for the Knights. Passes it up to Holloway. Holloway couldn't corral it, and that'll be Cubs ball. Nice defense there in transition by Xavier Banks. He couldn't see that one, and it'll go down to Cub ball.
We've made a lot of football analogies today, but Xavier Banks, going back to his defensive end days, put his hands up, deflected that pass.
Absolutely. There's a little shoving before the ball's inbounded from number 2, Gino Hutchins.
Is it Gene and Gino Hutchins?
I believe so.
That's great. It's Wilson working it up on Gian Hutchins.
Gian Hutchins, a bigger guard. Sonny Wilson in the lane as Hutchins all over him, and that'll be a foul on the ground on Hutchins. Little pushing and shoving again from Sonny Wilson and Hutchins. Ref's not really too happy about that one.
Yeah, that's one if you're playing at the YMCA, you get yelled at for. A little bit of a hand check there. Yeah, like we said, these refs try to keep it from being too physical, but you got to let him play.
Absolutely.
Got to let him play, Tyler.
Sonny Wilson trying to beg for saying he was going up, but I think it was 1 or 2 steps too out from the basket to get that one to call. As he'll just send it out to Xavier Banks along the perimeter. Xavier Banks, big three. No good there. As the Knights out and running, Gino Hutchins with it into the lane, and that'll be a foul and one, most likely on Xavier Banks there. As it will be. Banks not too happy about that one at all.
I don't like that one. Banks was straight up, but I guess he was sliding, made a little bit of illegal contact. But like we said, they're calling everything tonight.
Absolutely.
Keeping it consistent.
That'll be his second on the night. So, I mean, no Cub in real foul trouble here, but I don't think anyone really is. I mean, the fouls are just distributed across the floor right now.
Very equally, very equitable.
As Hutchins makes his first and only, making a 38-29 game. And Sonny Wilson will bring it down for the Cubs. And that'll be a foul on number 13, Robert Smith, for holding Sonny as Xavier Johnson went to go set him a screen.
Yeah, that's another weird one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a thing you don't see often, as most teams don't do that they don't have that in their game plan as the hold. But some refs will let that happen, and it's a good strategy. I like it, but refs not letting them play tonight.
Absolutely, and like I was telling you at half, I think it's more of just a tone setter. You know, they're just trying to not let this game get out of hand as Sonny Wilson inbounds it to Johnson, and he'll give it up to Hatcher, and he'll swing it back to Sonny Wilson along the perimeter, looking to slow things down here for the Cubs, and that's another foul. Sonny Wilson really drawing a lot of fouls tonight.
A lot of fouls on Sonny on the perimeter. That's Gene Hutchins, his third. They're going to have to go to number 12, Marquise Smith. They had their other guy sit earlier.
As Sonny Wilson and Gian Hutchins get a little chit-chatty here on the sidelines. And Coach Donnelly will call a timeout to calm his point guard down.
Sonny's been in situations like this before. He's been the guy. I mean, since the time he stepped on the floor as a freshman at U of D, he's probably been the best player. They've trusted him with the shots the whole time. Whenever teams play U of D, they put their best guy on Sonny. They play him tough. They play him hard. But Sonny, he looks good right now. He's not playing flustered. He's playing level-headed. And that's really all you could ask for out of your senior guard, out of your senior leader.
Absolutely. Now the Cubs, I'm sure, talk things over. And I mean, I think it was more to, like I said, just to get Sonny out of a bad situation that could have gone to a bad situation.
It looked like the play kind of flubbed there. Sonny had the ball. Nothing was happening, though. It looked like guys were running a different play. So they're just going to take a timeout, talk it over, let the team cool off for a second, get a little breather.
It's a great call from an experienced coach like Coach Donnelly.
I mean, you got timeouts to give.
Exactly.
It's a good time either way. You know, this is a loud crowd, to give them a minute. Just let this team settle down.
Absolutely. Now it looks like we're trying to fix the clock or maybe some foul calls here. Looks like we're good to go. Sonny Wilson will inbound for the Cubs along the sideline.
A triple threes to play in the third. Banks gets the inbound pass.
They'll give it right back to Sonny Wilson, guarded by Gian Hutchins. And he'll just slow it down as he's working around half court. Looks to drive in the lane, crosses it up. Sonny Wilson, 3-ball foul! And he'll head to the line for 3. And that'll be a technical on
number 0, Jason Harris.
I don't know who the technical was on yet, though.
Probably on him. He got a little upset about it. Kind of threw his arms up, ran down the court.
I think the refs just scared Ryan Hatcher half to death because they pointed right in his direction. He was he was about to lose it. I think he was quite scared.
Man, I love Ryan Hatcher. He's such a level-headed guy, such a calm guy, such a nice guy. I don't see him getting a technical.
Absolutely, and I think the technical here is, again, just a tone setter. You know, we're not going to let this game get out of hand. So I think Sonny Wilson will go to the line, shoot his 3, and then I think shoot another 2 on top of that, and it'll remain Cub ball.
Yeah, Sonny Wilson broke out that signature J crossover move back there, the snatch back and 1-3. Unfortunately, did not get it to fall. Got a foul on the leg there. We'll have Sonny shoot his technical free throws first. But yeah, tough move from Sonny. Way to get him jumping on the perimeter. He crossed the guy up, made him stumble. Unfortunately, could not finish the highlight, but free throws are pretty good, Tyler.
So this will be, I think they said his 2, so this should be his 2 technical shots, and he makes the first. And like we talked about on Wednesday, he was telling me he changed a couple technical things at the free throw line, trying to become a more consistent free throw shooter. Pushes the Cubs lead back to 10. He'll shoot his 2nd of the technical shots. Misses that one.
Yeah, tough miss from Sonny there. But
And now he's got
3.
his 3, I believe. Should be his 3 for his.
Yeah,
or they might actually call that a 2. I think
they call that a double tech?
No, I think they called it a 2, the 3 that we thought was a 3.
Oh,
Yeah. So I think they're saying he was on the line, so he shot 2. No, that was 3. Never mind. And now Ryan Hatcher will shoot the 2 for the tech. 3 shots for Sonny Wilson at the line, made 2 for 3. Ryan Hatcher will go shoot the 1 technical for the Cubs.
It's a lot of math for my day off, Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the UD math department will be too happy with us right now, but hey, we're getting it done.
You know, we're making it count, trying to make buddy down there happy as Hatcher misses
This is a
both.
bold, yeah.
That's not like him.
Bit of a tough one there for Ryan Hatcher.
Probably still thinking about that fake out technical. It's all good, though. Cubs lead by 11.
But, I mean, Cubs ball, like you said, leads by 11, 3:20 left in this 3rd quarter. As that was number 0, Jason Harris's 3rd foul, by the way, as well. So the Oak Park has 7 fouls to the Cubs 3, as Xavier Johnson will inbound the ball right in front of us. And he'll just chuck it way back there to Sonny Wilson. And Wilson will bring it down on Geenon Hutchins. And they'll double team him. Looking to slow Wilson down. Gerard McCoy with it on the corner. Gives it back to Wilson. Wilson looking to get something going here, and he'll just bring it back around the perimeter. And that'll be a foul. Geenon Hutchins.
Another hand check call.
They are touching him. I get that, but I mean, it's little hands here and there.
Just, as a fan of basketball, as somebody who, likes competitive games, I think you just got to let him play.
Absolutely.
I know the calls are going our way, but, if UFD's hand checking, I think it just slows the game down. Or do they call it on a hold on Banks?
So I think it was an off-ball foul. So that will send Banks to the line for a 1-and-1. I thought it was a foul on Sonny Wilson.
I thought there was a hand check. There must have been a hold on Banks. I was watching the ball.
So I'm assuming this foul probably went on number 24, Holloway. Xavier Banks goes 1 for 2, and it'll be Knights ball down the court. 2:55 left in this 3rd quarter. Geenon Hutchins, corner 3, gets that one to go. Kind of stops the Cub momentum for now. And that'll be a foul.
Call a push.
Xavier Johnson after the whistle. I mean, a lot of fouls.
And a lot of fouls,
So now it'll be Knights ball again. And it's just, I feel like if it was after it was a.
I guess they call it like a hip check on Johnson.
So I think they're saying it was. I don't know. There's a lot of confusion right now. Both coaches yelling as the Knights inbound the ball. Hutchins with it, and now there's a foul again. But this will go down. They're saying it was on Oak Park, and it'll go down Cubs ball.
Did you see it, Tyler?
So I think this one now, don't get me wrong, I would think it was Banks and Holloway fighting in the paint. I think they're saying Holloway was grabbing, and that'll be a technical Oak Park coach, and Sonny Wilson loving that. So now it will go back down for one more technical shot.
And the 1-and-1.
And it looks like they'll send Gerard to the line.
Or I think Gerard will shoot his free throws now.
I think they're trying to set. A lot of fouls. Let's just go with that.
A lot of fouls.
A lot of fouls.
I even if we had a camera, this would not make sense. I'm trying to watch it right now. Trying to make the best sense of it. McCoy gives the air high fives to his buddies.
Yeah, let's just set the reset, 42-32, 2 minutes, 2:30 left in this third quarter. So let's just, calm it down there. Gerard makes them both. Nice shooting there for Gerard McCoy, as that should have been his 1-and-1 foul. And now it will be Cubs ball for Ryan Hatcher.
Yeah, Cubs up 11, 2:36 in the third.
We're getting a good to go. Little confusion here, as Ryan Hatcher will now inbound the ball for the Cubs, and he'll get it into Sonny Wilson, and he'll have to slow it down as he waits for Coach Donnelly to give him a set to run. Cubs swinging around here. Johnson now with it on the wing. Johnson into the lane. Wide open Xavier Banks puts it up, gets blocked, saves it, gives it up to Sonny Wilson. Sonny Wilson layup. Letting them know and one, Sonny Wilson.
I count that baby and the foul. Somebody saved it, found Sonny. You cannot leave that man open under the rim.
Great save there, Xavier Banks, to give him a shot for the layup, and then Sonny Wilson finishing through contact. Great shooting there, Sonny Wilson, and he'll head to the line for a one.
I think this will be the first time I've said this all night. I'm surprised they didn't call a foul on that one. It looked like Banks got his hand checked on the way up on that one. But he still made it count. I guess he knew it was coming, had the foresight to know that he was going to save it and give it right back to Sonny for the foul.
Sonny Wilson makes his one. 46-32 game. And that'll be tipped away. Xavier Johnson in the full court press, but it'll remain Oak Park ball. Nice D there from full court, Xavier Johnson.
Yeah, one thing about Sonny Wilson that you really only pick up on if you're watching him play is that he could play. He rarely sits. Rarely sits. As nights on the fast break.
As number 3. As Holloway gets a rebound, misses. Gerard McCoy was fighting for it, and it'll go down Cubs ball. Great fight there under the basket from number 3, Jalamal Fulmer, number 24, LeJuan Holloway, and Gerard McCoy all fighting for the ball.
Yeah, that was just a tough fast break. It progressed really fast, and that'll be the 11th foul.
He's got to have 5. He's been guarding Sonny Wilson all night. That's got to be his 4th or 5th foul.
That's his 2nd. They've thrown a lot of looks at Sonny tonight.
So that would be Gian Hutchins' 2nd foul, apparently.
Refs talking it over, having their little powwow.
And Sonny Wilson will head to the line for 2.
Yeah, Tyler, I don't think I've seen a team have 10 fouls with 2:02 left in the third. You usually only see fouls get to that number when they're starting to intentionally foul. Sonny misses the front end.
Oh. Sorry, I was fixing my graphics for a second.
Oh, it's all good, Tyler. We got time. Sonny unfortunately missed the first one while you were looking down.
Not to say Sonny has a lot of weakness, but that has to be his biggest weakness. Consistent free throw shooting.
It's strange because you'll see him go on, watching him play last year, he probably went like 7 games without missing a free throw. As Cubs show a huge trap now. Knights break it, though.
Lucky there from the Knights is now Hutchins has it in the corner. He'll look to swing it, control it out. Drives on Gerard McCoy into the lane. Gerard looks like a block, but then they'll get a push in the back. So it'll be a foul on Gerard McCoy.
He had it clean, then he got a little bit too aggressive with the rest of his body.
Gian Hutchins, a fast and explosive player to the rim, though. That has to be said.
Oh, he's good. Everybody on this Oak Park team is a hooper.
Absolutely.
I got nothing but respect for all these guys. Everybody on this team plays tough. Everybody on this team plays hard. This is a team you respect. This is a definite trap team. This is a team who will give anybody trouble. This team does not really get killed. U of D's built this lead slowly. But this Oak Park team, I got nothing but respect for him.
Absolutely. As he knocks down both. So it's 47-34. Cubs up, 1:40 left in this third quarter as Sonny Wilson will bring it down for the Cubs. As Leroy Blyden remains on the bench for the majority of this third quarter as Ryan Hatcher's been playing. Sonny Wilson looking to get something going here on a drive, but he'll just call it out.
He called for a screen, then he told his guy to scram. Wilson's not looking to pass on this one. Oh, he does!
So now Johnson with it around the perimeter, and he'll give it right back to the senior guard. And it looks like he's just going to slow it down, waiting for Coach Downley to give him some direction. And now they're getting their set. Nice backdoor cut, Sonny Wilson for the lay. And one, Sonny Wilson.
Oak Park left the back door unlocked. Sonny Wilson makes him pay and one.
I mean, Sonny Wilson has been killing them all night. That has to be his third or fourth basket on that backdoor cut. Xavier Banks with a nice dish there. And Sonny Wilson will head to the line for one.
Like I was saying, a lot of people talk about motor. You think about it on big men, guys who fight for every rebound, but Wilson has a motor on a guard that I've never seen before. He's a guy who runs up and down the court, dribbles the ball every possession, and he just doesn't get tired. That's a guy who's played a lot of basketball throughout his life. As he misses the and one.
As you said, unfortunately missed that one as the Cubs will now double team on number 12, Smith, and he'll give it out to the other Smith, and he'll take it into the lane and get an and one call for the Knights now. 2 Smith, 2 Hutchins. We're just having a great night, aren't we, Aiden?
Yeah, Robert Smith, tough Euro step there. And one, he's a baller. Nice move from him.
And he misses that one, and Sonny Wilson will give it up to Johnson. Johnson on the fast break.
Banks wants it down low.
Slow it down here. Gerard McCoy contested 3 in the corner. Couldn't get that one to go, and it hit the top of the basket, and it'll be out of bounds. It'll be Knights ball.
Call it on the wire. This is definitely an old school gym. Got the wire, front hanging wire.
And that'll be a timeout for the, I believe, the Knights.
A timeout for the Knights.
Sorry, timeout Cubs. Great job from our graphics man here tonight.
They'll love to have him. Love to get the young guys involved.
Keeping us on our toes.
They'll call it a full one. Downley just wants to talk it over. You know, he has a 13-point lead, but this is a guy, you know, he will be up 40 points on an 8th grade team in the 4th quarter. He'll have his starters on the floor, and they'll be pressing. Absolutely. He's the guy who wants to, he doesn't just want to beat you, he wants to kill you, and then he'll go and he'll shake your hand, and he's just a good sport about it.
Absolutely, and like you said, I mean, Coach Downley, one of the classiest coaches. I mean, Cubs up huge last game. I mean, a lot of quality minutes for some younger kids there. So, I mean, it was just nice to see there and, you know, get some nice, solid playoff experience at such a young age.
Yeah, obviously, a lot of freshmen playing up. JV, I do not believe they have playoffs.
No.
So they have a lot of these guys usually sit on the end of the bench, but especially in these early playoff rounds, nice to have these guys play big minutes against real teams, against team starters.
Absolutely.
You know, our JV guys, you know, I might be leaving next year, but I'm going to be tuning into the Cubs Sportcast, watch how these guys play. I'm a big fan of the future of Cub basketball.
As Robert Smith will control it for Oak Park down the court, guarded by Ryan Hatcher. And he'll just swing it around, give it to Gian Hutchins. Hutchins, deep 3. It's good. Nice 3 there to keep them in this game, closing it to a 10-point lead for the Cubs.
Not much you can do about that one. That's got to be a 30-footer off the bounce. Got a nice screen from Blaylock, as now the Knights will go into a 2-3 defense.
I mean, that has to be his 3rd or 4th contested 3 of the night. I mean, he's just a big guard that can shoot those deep 3s. Sonny Wilson, deep one himself, gets knocked over just off the mark. Xavier Banks with a nice board. See if he can control it, and that'll be the quarter, unfortunately, for the Cubs. So 49-39. Cubs up, 4th quarter. I mean, what do you expect to see from this 4th quarter here, London?
You know, the Cubs have a 10-point lead, but it doesn't feel like it. This Oak Park team has played tough. They're going, you know, they're possession for possession. They're going pound for pound, blow for blow. This is a heavyweight bout right now, Tyler. This game is not over. This game is far from over. Both of these teams could get hot. They've shown it. This Oak Park team could get hot. They make their threes. They're right back in this game. But the Cubs got to keep their foot on the gas and keep playing the way they're playing, and they'll continue on to the next round.
Yeah, absolutely, like you said. I mean, and I think another thing that's really going to be important now is who's in foul trouble. I mean, Oak Park has to be plus somewhere 13, 14 fouls at this point. Cubs got 6. So, I mean, I think it's going to come really down to who's in foul trouble right now. So I think that's going to be a huge factor in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, obviously that's a big part of every game, but especially this game. 10 team fouls in the 3rd quarter.
Well, I think it's plus that at this point.
Plus that. Does the scoreboard not go above that?
No, it does not. So I think we're, like I said, I think we're somewhere 13, 14 fouls right now.
Yeah, I mean 13 team fouls. Cubs have been in the double bonus for about 3 minutes in the 3rd. They'll play in the double bonus for the rest of the game now, Tyler.
Yeah. I mean, which is huge for the Cubs because, I mean, every foul, on every offensive foul is 2 shots. So, I mean, that's
every hand check, every off-ball foul 50 feet from the basket, that's free throws.
Absolutely. So, Cubs look to get it into Xavier Johnson. It'll get tipped out of his hand as number 13, James Baylock, is able to get the recovery, and Robert Smith will take it down for the Knights. And he'll end up in the lane, cross over his own 2 feet, and that'll be a travel.
Yeah, tough travel call there. Smith, tried to take his gather step. Unfortunately, lost his foot, and good defense from the Cubs. But now the Cubs, whenever they see the new defensive look, these teams will throw zones at them. It takes them a few possessions to get used to it. They'll beat it eventually. This is a team who practices a lot. But you just got to keep passing, and that's something this team does well.
It looks like getting a bit of a 3-man weave here up top. Johnson to Ryan Hatcher. Hatcher to Sonny Wilson. Back to Johnson. They'll just keep working it around. Looks like they're just going to try and kill as much time as possible until they force the Knights to come out of a zone defense. I mean, a zone defense down can be killer. Xavier Johnson to the rim, backdoor cut. Nice lay there, Xavier Johnson. The Knights absolutely getting caught sleeping there.
I think the Knights left the keys in the car. They've left that back door unlocked all night, Tyler.
Absolutely. I mean, that back door was so absolutely open. And I mean, that's what happens when you're in that zone defense. You're looking at the guy with the ball, not who's coming behind you. As Robert Smith, deep 3, nothing going there. As Xavier Banks fights for the board, gets it. Oh.
Going down for the Cubs.
Bit of a lucky call there, I think.
Well, you got away with one there. Oak Park fans letting the refs know.
As Ryan Hatcher will now come out of this game for Leroy Blyden. He'll check into the game for the first time in a while.
Hatcher's played a lot of quality minutes, but Blyden's been sitting on the bench for a while. Hatcher will get his needed break, but don't be surprised if you see him later in this game.
Absolutely. So Sonny Wilson will bring it down, and I'm wondering if this Cubs will just do that lull offense again, just try and slow these Knights down and get them caught sleeping. Yeah. As Xavier Johnson in the lane, Leroy Blyden 3-ball, just off the mark, fighting for the board, couldn't get it as Baylock gets it, and he tries to kick it out. He'll get it to Robert Smith. Robert Smith up to number 4, Gene Hutchins, into number 3, Jamal Fulmer. Nothing going. Oak Park able to get their own rebound, though. Gene Hutchins gets it. Give it up to his other Hutchins.
Oak Park was running. UFD was not set, but Banks is big enough that he makes it count.
Nice steal there. Sonny Wilson gets the strip as they're trying to get it out. Gives it up to Gerard McCoy, and Cubs will now slow it down just a bit here. Sonny Wilson giving Banks the hand there, telling him, let's just breathe a little, slow it down.
Obviously, no shot clock in high school. Something I don't like. So it makes these possessions, they could be slow, they could be boring, but Cubs will make it count here.
Xavier Banks slipped it again. Sonny Wilson's got 2 on him. Didn't recognize it, though. Probably had Banks open in the lane.
Threw a risky pass to McCoy, and McCoy threw a riskier one right back. Luckily, the Cubs don't get punished on that one.
Blyden tries to chuck it into Banks, nothing going, and Hutchins will be out and running on Sonny Wilson. Nice D there. Although number 2, number 3, Jamal Fulmer was able to get the board, and he was fouled on his way up. That foul will go on, it looks like, Sonny Wilson. That'll be his 3rd.
Yeah, Blaylock makes a gambling man's play there, tries to run around Xavier, tries to beat the steal, and he does, gets the steal there, gets the deflection. And just the Knights are able to run. Sonny was running toe for toe with the other guy, made him miss the first shot, but Johnson got a little too overzealous, tried to block the shot instead of just contesting it. And now the Knights will shoot free throws.
As number 4, Gian Hutchins makes his first and his second, making this a 10-point game again. 5 minutes left in this 4th quarter. Sonny Wilson with it, and he'll look to probably slow it down here again. As Gene Hutchins is all over Wilson along the perimeter, give it up to Johnson. Johnson with a nice spin move there. Sonny Wilson, open 3. Chose not to take it. Looks like he might be playing the long game here. Sonny Wilson, another dribble drive, pulls it out again. Looks like the club trying to drain some clock as the Oak Park Knights have changed back into a man defense. And that'll be a foul on number 3, Jamal Fuller. And that'll send Gerard McCoy to the line for 2.
Yeah, obviously, like we said, that double bonus coming to bite the Oak Park Knights in the back. Can't be in the double bonus with 3 minutes to play in the third. Like we said, every hand check, every off-ball foul, that'll be 2 free throws. As McCoy makes the first, call it an 11-point game.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, that double bonus is really going to hurt him here now. And I'm assuming, like we were talking about earlier, most of these guys on the court have to have at least 2 to 3 fouls.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys playing in some kind of foul trouble. Obviously, bonus is already gone. Any kind of hold off from that is just out the window. I mean, they got to be at 16 team fouls in the half.
McCoy with some nice shooting there, makes them both. One of the more consistent shooters for the Cubs.
And McCoy has nice mechanics. Nice to see 2 go down for him.
Fuller, step back 2, nothing going. Gerard McCoy with a nice board and gives the hand to Sonny Wilson, gives the hand to his team, slowing it down again.
Yeah, these young guys, they want to run. Sonny knows they got to play the long game here. As much as it's nice to get these highlight plays. Ooh, as Sonny loses the handle.
We got the ball, London.
Yeah, we did.
Well,
the first time you've touched the basketball in a U of D game in a couple years.
Oh, yeah.
First time I've touched a U of D game ever.
As the ball rolled under our table, so we'll get ready to go here. Sonny Wilson, I mean, getting double teamed, a lot of pressure. You'd like to see him pass it a bit more as Gian Hutchins 3-ball and Xavier Banks apparently hit him. I'm not too sure about that one.
Yeah, no, the Oscars are coming up on Sunday. I think Hutchins sold that one.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that call because, I mean, I know in like the NBA and stuff, if you stick that leg out and force the contact, it's actually a foul on you. And I think that's kind of what happened there, and Xavier Banks not too happy about that one.
Yeah, the Reggie Miller rule used to kick his leg out, get those foul calls. We're just threatening to just kick guys. But Hutchins there kind of flailed a little bit. Banks didn't let him land super clean, but another situation where you just got to let him play.
Yeah, absolutely. As Hutchins makes his first.
Makes his second 10-point game.
As Ryan Hatcher will now check back in for the Cubs for Gerard McCoy.
The Cubs looking to show more speed and ball handling here with Ryan Hatcher coming to get Gerard McCoy. Both guys great shooters, but Hatcher brings a little bit more ball handling where McCoy brings a little bit more size.
Misses that one. Xavier Banks with a nice board there. He'll give it up to Leroy Blyden. Blyden will take it down, gets double teamed. Ryan Hatcher wide open, risky pass. Hatcher just able to save it, and Sonny Wilson goes to grab it. Slows things down for the Cubs.
Ryan Hatcher making the immaculate reception in the corner there. Ball was way over his head. He made a count, though. He's smart with the ball. I don't know if they get timeout there. Looking like his guys are playing a little flustered. I think he's just going to tell his young guys, let's slow down. It's a playoff game. We're up 10. Our highlight reels are fun, but we just got to slow this down and win this game.
Absolutely. Like you said there, I think Coach Don just really wants him to slow down at this point. 3:55 left in this fourth quarter, 53-43. So not the biggest lead for the Cubs, but, I mean, you just kind of have to be smart with the ball at this point.
Yeah, you can't be done with it now. Donnelly is telling his guys to slow down. This is not the regular season anymore. Yeah. If you mess up, you make a mistake like this will cost us the season. This isn't just, we'll lose a little bit of seeding. Donnelly's like, you guys might not have been in this position before, but I'm telling you guys, I've done this. I've been around. So just take my advice. And they will. They respect him.
Absolutely. So it'll be Cubs ball coming out of the timeout, I believe along the sideline by their bench. And Ryan Hatcher will inbound for the Cubs.
Yeah, fans in the area are talking about the playoff bracket right now. It's been pure madness, but, everybody in Detroit loves their high school basketball, as do I, and I'm glad we get to bring it to the masses. But everybody here talking about who's going to beat who. As Sonny makes the backdoor cut.
Backdoor. Nice lay. Sonny Wilson over the big man from Oak Park.
I mean, do we even need to say it now, Tyler? I like to say the backdoor is unlocked. The backdoor has been ripped off the hinges, thrown on the street. It's trash day. They had it on the corner. It's already in the dump pile.
Yeah, I don't. At this point, you would be looking back door. Another bit of a sell there. No call. Cubs out and running. Sonny Wilson into the lane, and he'll have to slow it down. Ryan, smart play there. Ryan Hatcher opted not to take a wide open three, but Leroy Blyden takes the drive. Nothing going. Coach Donnelly not too happy about that after Ryan Hatcher opted to slow it down. Xavier Johnson on the other end with a nice steal. And he'll give it up to Sonny Wilson, and I'm sure Wilson will look to slow it down here.
Yeah, Wilson just wants to get it across half court and slow it down.
There it
Like
is.
we said in the last possession, Hatcher had his shot. That's his shot off the dribble. Just one little
Absolutely.
stop up and through, but he elected not to take it because he knows that they just need to kill clock. Blyden had a shot. He had another shot there, but Donnelly's just telling him, just don't shoot. Just let it be. Like Hatcher has a shot right now, but he's just going to fake it.
Wide
Back
open.
door.
Backdoor Xavier Banks, but misses. Wide open.
It looked like he wanted the dunk, and then he decided, I'm not going to dunk it, and then he got confused and he missed it. But he comes up with a steal. Sonny's yelling at him, just play focused, man.
Yeah, I think, like you said there, I think Xavier was like, going to get a little flashy and knew that what was going to happen, and then kind of changed his mind too late as Sonny Wilson throws a cross-court pass to Leroy Blyden. Ryan Hatcher, 3-ball, wide open, good! Ryan Hatcher. And that'll be an Oak Park timeout, 2:15 left in this fourth quarter, 58-43, Cubs up.
At two Brute, Ryan Hatcher puts the dagger in the heart of the Oak Park Knights. That one's tough, makes it a 15-point game with 2:15 to play. Ryan Hatcher, he finally had a shot. He says, you know what? I'm going to make this. And he did. He's a great player. He knows the shots he's going to make. He could have held it, but he's like, I'm too wide open. I got to make that.
Yeah, that one was too easy for him. I mean, that's a practice shot pretty much.
That's a warm-up shot. That's a shot I could make, which is saying a lot.
Absolutely.
I got a janky mechanics, but nice three from Hatcher there. It's the Oak Park. They need a timeout now. They're like, well, this is the season, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, down at this point by what? Math, 15?
Yeah.
Right. Wonderful.
Like Coach Blair Ramsey and Seabass having a nice little conversation. I bet they're talking about where they're going after. I did see Coach Blair Ramsey at Taco Bell on Wednesday. I was in the parking lot with my little brother. We saw him getting a victory post-game meal.
I think it was more pointing in the direction of where Xavier actually missed the layup. I think that might have been talking about.
Oh,
yeah.
all right.
But I'm sure, Taco Bell works too.
Who doesn't love it? Is now. Knights will take over.
Knights with it, number 0, Jason Harris, controlling it, and they'll just work it around the perimeter. Sonny Wilson with some tight D, working around his screen, and there'll be a sale foul on Sonny Wilson. Tough one there for him. I mean, he's got to get around the screen some way, and they're saying he was just pushing a little too much.
Yeah, you'll see that one a lot. You see him drop the shoulder a little bit. They'll call that.
Yeah.
That's one you'll see pretty often.
And the only major thing with that is his fourth foul with 2 minutes left in this game. I mean, it's a bit risky for him. I mean, like we said, smart player, but still, 2 minutes is a lot of time with 4 fouls.
Yeah, 4 fouls, I think he should think about sitting, because 4 fouls, you could accidentally get a foul. You could be caught in the transition and fast break, and then you find yourself you're out for the last minute and a half. Given there's only 2 minutes to play, they just need Sonny to play smart, play slow, and he will.
Absolutely.
But, Cubs up 14. This guy tying he lost his shoe. They let him get it back on.
Well, I mean, his shoe's still not on correctly.
I don't really know what he's doing.
We're just tying it for fun at this point.
He's really struggling with tying the shoe. I kind of feel bad for him.
Oh, now he realized that his heel wasn't in the shoe.
Okay, they just got to put him on the bench. This is
Seabass is loving it.
That's too much.
He'll come out. I think his shoe's actually knotted, so I think he was trying to get the knot out first to get his foot back into the. There it is.
There we go. Yeah.
That's what happened.
Okay, that's too bad. I really hope his girlfriend's not here.
Xavier Johnson gets the board, and he'll give it up to Leroy Blyden, and the Oak Park Knights will come and double team him. Xavier Johnson now wide open to Ryan Hatcher in the corner. Cubs just trying to move the ball as quick as possible, trying not to let them double team or foul. Real nice passing here from the Cubs.
Cubs playing a great game of keep away. You could tell they practiced this.
It's the best round of hot potato I've ever seen. Leroy Blyden into the paint, gives up to Xavier Banks. Wide open lay, doesn't miss that one. Xavier Banks, nice lay there. 60-44, 1:30 left in this fourth quarter.
A 16-point game. I'd say that Hatcher one is still the dagger, but nice finish from Xavier.
As Sonny Wilson with the board, taking it down the court. Sonny Wilson, nice handles there. Leroy Blyden back into the paint. He'll give it right up to Gian Hutchins down the court. Hutchins gets it stripped by Johnson. Johnson takes it, and Sonny Wilson will really put the brakes on here now. Into the paint, dribbles it around. Leroy Blyden with it, and they'll really slow things down here.
Yeah, game's over now. Just playing keep away. Oak Park not letting it end just yet, though.
Xavier Banks, why not give him 2 more?
Pad those stats. Get that field goal percentage back up.
62-44, 30 seconds left in this game. And now it's really slowing down here.
Yeah,
Great effort here from Oak Park, though, it must be said. I mean, Hutchins makes the 3. And now Coach Don will send all the youngins to the bench. Number 5, Justin Freeman. Number 15.
That's Jaden Garwood, Jaden Brown, Charlie Curo, and
15 is
that's free. Or that's Michael Herring.
Yep, there we go. I knew it started with an H.
Yeah. But yeah, Coach Donnelly says, you know what, you guys are going to take a shot down 15. I'm going to call a timeout, and I'm going to put my JV guys in. But, you know, like you said, I got nothing but respect for this Oak Park team. This team, you know, they got a couple of technicals, but that's just because they love the game. This is a team who really cares about how their season's going. This is a coach who really cares about his guys. This is a team who plays physical. I got nothing but respect for this team. This is a team who hustles hard, makes their tough shots. It's just too bad they had to run into this U of D team. This is a really, really, really good U of D team. So, great season from Oak Park. Nothing but respect for them, but
yeah,
good win from the Cubs.
Right.
Donnelly took a full one there. Really put the salt
trying
in
to
the
talk
wounds.
it over here. Let's, you know, I think it's just more of, you know, it's dribble it out. If you get a wide open look, we'll understand if you take it. As this gym starts to empty with 27 seconds to go in this game.
Everybody trying to beat the traffic. Don't blame them. This parking lot's kind of weird.
This is the Cubs student section chanting, "Let's play football," because one of the 4 wins of the Cubs football season was the first game of the year against Oak Park.
How many sacks did you have that game, Tyler?
I think it was 1 or 2, and then a nice fumble recovery. Actually, I was pretty proud of that one.
I think I called that game for you guys.
I think you did.
That was a fun one.
As number 11 gives
Jaden
it
Brown.
Garwood.
It's a
Garwood
freshman
now with
connection.
it. And Garwood looks to really just dribble it out here. He gets absolutely mugged as number 11, Kevin Tolliver, into the lane for the Oak Park Knights. Nothing going. Cubs fighting over the rebound, trying to get on that stat track as Garwood now gets it over half court, and that'll be it here as it's a final from Berkeley, 62-47. Great game from the Cubs. Great game, Sonny Wilson.
Yeah, obviously, like you said, Tyler, this is just a great game top to bottom. This is a team where if you're having a bad night, you will lose to this team. They will make you pay. Oak Park, they played well. I mean, they might have lost by 15, but it certainly didn't feel like that. This is a lead that the Cubs built slowly over the entire game. Really, after the second quarter, the Cubs really took over, but this Oak Park team, they played tough.
Absolutely, and like you said, I mean, Sonny Wilson was just a kind of a dominating performance here. I mean, I don't know if he was 30 points on the stat sheet or not, but I mean, it was just a dominant performance from him all night.
Obviously, he did a lot of things that the stats don't count.
Exactly.
He handled the ball well under pressure, made a few extra passes to an extra pass that made a great finish. Really just played a great game top to bottom. Very proud of him in his, district finals.
District finals, yep. So we are district champs.
District champs. We will go on. Who are we playing next, Tyler?
So I think it's Mary's. I'm being told that's wrong, but I thought that's when I looked that was Mary's. I don't know when the game is. I'm assuming probably next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Cubs Sportcast Instagram page will keep you guys updated.
Yep, we will update that as soon as we get the finals from all the other games around the league.
Yeah, having a great night. Thank you for calling this game for me, Tyler. Thanks for letting me be late.
Wonderful, man. I mean, it was a fun time,
It was a great time.
Love a big win from the Cubs. So we'll be back with you in a couple days. I'm Tyler Senkwitz.
I'm Aiden London. God bless and go Cubs.